the IRA Financial Bitstamp partnership. Hey everyone, Adam Bergman here, tax attorney, founder of IRA Financial. In today's video, joined by the architect himself, Ken Gendrich, the man behind the new IRA Financial Bitstamp crypto platform. And on today's video, we're going to hear from Ken and hear about the history behind the platform, how it came to be, why Bitstamp, and some of the amazing features of this great platform. So Ken, thanks for joining. Super excited that you're on this video today because you're the man. You're the guy that built this thing. You spent, I've known you almost 3 years. You spent years building this thing. So why Bitstamp?
Well, as you know, right, we spent a lot of time researching which exchange to use as our partner. And we went through a global search of US-based exchanges. And we looked at all of them pretty deep, a lot deeper than you might just on a website look, right? So we came up with 4 really important criteria. And one was a custodial model, right? So we have, thousands of accounts and they all need to be clearly separated from each other. So not all exchanges provide that, right? So that's a custodial approach, and we wanted to make sure we had a really solid partner that could achieve that. Bitstamp checked the box on that one right at the top. And then we also want to make sure that we had good security and safety for our customers, because as you know, there's been a lot of cybercrime around cryptocurrency, right? It's a big target area.
So this was their API, right? When it talks about security, is that what you kind of looked at, or?
We did look at that, but we also looked at their processes, right? Because the processes are just important as a technology. From the API standpoint, they were the solid leader as well in security. So there are controls in place that don't allow us to commingle accounts with APIs, and not all APIs are the same.
Yeah.
An API is an application programming interface, so that's really the programming part. And so everything goes through that so that we could put a front skin on the trading platform that's really straightforward and simple to our users. And that was one of the other really important pieces when we chose an exchange, was that they would allow us to kind of build the simple user interface, because a lot of these user interfaces are very complex, right? And it's hard to get started. And so we wanted to remove that barrier so that anybody, whether they're young and first seeing a crypto trading exchange, or very older and it's intimidating, right? So we want to remove that component, and using an exchange that can support that was important to us. And then, like we said, we also want to have strong procedures. So like withdrawal procedures, for example, are very similar in their model than we are to our banking model, which is very rigorous, right? To make sure that you're not withdrawing funds. You're who you say you are when you're withdrawing funds. So that was really important.
Yeah. No, and I think we for many months I was like, Ken, what's going on? Are we gonna do something? And you're like, Adam, let me do my thing. Once I do it and make that decision, this is super important. So that whole process, which took months and months and months, like you actually spoke to all these exchanges.
Yeah, right? I spoke to every
high CEO type.
It took a bit of time to get that far into the door, and there were a couple that actually did not let us get that far, and we basically rejected them and said, look, if we can't have a business relationship where we can chat with business leaders, it's really that's kind of too low on our selection platform.
Yeah, I think that's what's, for me at least. I'm not involved in the technical side, but certainly on the business side and on the tax side. And the Bitstamp folks, for me, like I got to meet CEO, CTO, like people were available. You have like a Slack channel thing going every week, your team?
Yeah, we have a what they call Premier Customer Service, but we also have a development channel, right? So we have a weekly stand-up meeting with them, talk about any issues that we have or any requests that we have. And so we're tied into their product management team. Yeah. So as we say, hey, these features would be really useful going forward. Can you start working on them, looking at them? And they accept almost all of our suggestions and say, yeah, we want to work on that.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, right? I mean, like from a security standpoint, I was blown away how they were really proactive in trying to accommodate all our needs, especially because, as a retirement account custodian, we have certain special needs that we need to respect from a custodian account standpoint, right? We can't mix and match people's money. there needs to be segregated accounts, all the stuff you mentioned, which some custodians just didn't care or like want to address.
Yeah, I mean, and it's been the wild, wild west to some degree
Yeah.
with these exchanges, and they've been offering opportunities to automate everything so that you can do whatever you want. But with automations comes responsibility, right? Especially in the banking and financial industry. So we're really trying to find that sweet spot where you can self-manage everything you want, but you don't open yourself up to vulnerabilities that come with that approach.
Right. So the way this is going to work is you're going to be able to go on the IRA Financial website, the app, sign up for a crypto only or just a regular self-directed IRA with crypto or with other assets as well. But if you're doing, really in either case, you'll be doing everything on our app. You'll be buying the cryptos on our app. It'll be powered in the back by Bitstamp, but you're going to be able to take advantage of our amazing customer service where you can actually talk to people. There's chats, and emails, and phone, and everything will be happening, on the app. So from an onboarding and customer service, customer experience standpoint, I think it's going to be fabulous. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, it's part of your vision of the one-stop shop,
Yeah.
right? Whether we're investing in real estate or private placement or equities, right? Or now cryptocurrency, right? It's all now going to be through one user experience.
Yeah, because the onboarding's always been a big hassle, right? Whether you use the LLC, whether it was like a full service through another crypto exchange, it's always like, oh, they don't understand what the account type, like how do I connect the accounts? Are they going to 1099 me? Is it going to be taxable? Like here, we're going to take care of everything. We'll do all the IRS reporting. We'll handle everything. And you're going to have, the Bitstamp comfort, which, I didn't know, but Bitstamp is, one of the first crypto exchanges in the world. They're one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world, which again, in the United States, they don't seem to have the name of like a Coinbase or some of these other exchanges.
Yeah, that's right. And, they're actually they have a retail exposure, right? In a lot of the European market, and they have a exposure in the US, but what this channel is a business to business kind of relationship, right? So they offer their services through us and through other business partners like that. So they're doing both, but like you said, they're a little bit more on the business to business side, which is a great professional relationship for us. Yeah. And so you start looking for them, that you'll find them, obviously, right? Because they're
the eighth biggest in the world, and they've been around since at least 2011. Plus, I like the fact that they are conservative in their approach to adding cryptos on their platform, right? They're just not adding every altcoin that shows up, every meme coin. Like they're not doing that.
Yeah, they're very knowledgeable about the U.S. regulations, and they're looking very carefully to find that sweet spot between, the high cap markets like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the mid caps as well. Yeah. You probably won't see many low cap coins on there because they're in the most riskiest category.
That's right.
And of course, high risk, high return is one of people's goals. But with this kind of mix of cryptocurrencies, you can kind of pick the risk reward level that you want to.
Yeah, and they have a New York state money transmitter license. Plus, their insurance is top notch.
Yeah, they're backed up by a Bitco, right? And so Bitco is. A lot of people think Bitco is about Bitcoin, but it's not, right? It's a insurance property insurance organization that's in the U.S., right? And they've been around since 1917. And so recently, also they've added Bitcoin has added cybercrime secured additional insurance that's cybersecurity based, right? And that's through Progressive. What's the name of that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's other insurance. Like Bitco doesn't do necessarily the insurance. They offer some cybersecurity and other type of protection. But there is another insurance company that I think has been around since 1917.
It's Paragon. And it's background by Woodruff Sawyer.
Yeah.
Right. And so those guys have been around forever too in the cybercrime environment as well. So it's another level of insurance on top of the Bitco.
And real quick, without getting too technical, the cold storage type advantages.
So, cold storage is basically your coins are on the chain that they're related to, but it's also air gapped from the internet. So it's on a hard wallet kind of thing, right? And so in Bitstamp's environment, and they advertise this, you can go look all this up, but 95% of their assets, of all of our assets, are on those cold wallets. Yeah. So they're protected from any kind of internet access, right? And so all they really have is 5% at risk, which is what we're using for the trading. So the liquidity for trading is left in that open space. So that protects us all. Right.
Yeah, and they've been very proactive in like the one-to-one reserve, making sure that they have the actual coins that people have purchased or hold, which is
well. That was a big part of why we chose them, right? Because we had this anticipation that some other exchanges were moving too fast in the marketplace, involving DeFi and all these kind of other activities, and they weren't some of those weren't having one-to-one relationships. And so what that means one-to-one is that for every Bitcoin I put in the system, they keep one Bitcoin, right, to go through that. So they don't leverage our investment.
Yeah. So there you go. It's good. It's really an incredible platform. I've been blown away. I've been working with Ken on this for a couple of years, but it's super exciting. I've got incredible feedback from clients that are on it, clients that are onboarding. So I hope you guys check it out. Obviously, we'd love to hear feedback, questions, but I think you're really going to enjoy it. And I think the security component, the work you put in and your team is a big difference maker. So thank you, Ken. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Leave a comment. Love to hear from you guys, and check out our next video. Take care.
Thanks, guys.